Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic week. This week, we're going to look at something called Edpuzzle. This PowerPoint's mostly just going to focus on Edpuzzle itself. I will chime in. Edpuzzle is a tool that is related to what is called the flipped classroom. I'm sure some of you have already heard about it. If you've done the discussion board for this week, you definitely have heard about it. But just to kind of give you a really quick definition of flipped instruction, it's when you take your class and you basically turn it upside down or flip it around. Things you might do in the class, such as lecturing or watching videos, are actually done as homework or outside the classroom. You're kind of taking advantage of the technology that we have today where students are so used to watching things on YouTube or TED Talks or Khan Academy, etc., etc. And you're taking advantage of that, and you're having students watch videos either that you recorded or that have been made by someone else that are of great benefit, and you're assigning them and you're framing your actual classwork to take advantage of that. You might have stations when the students come in and they have more time to do the stations, or maybe you have more time for just discussion and talk about the content instead of rushing through trying to make sure everything has been given to students. You can do this program Edpuzzle on a lot of different levels. I've seen people use it in elementary school, middle school, and high school. It's really neat. I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about it. There is a really awesome instructional video that is posted up on Sakai that probably gets in a little more detail and takes you step by step if you need it. But I'm going to give you just kind of the real quick highlights of what Edpuzzle is. And as you can read right there, what it is a web-based, accessible video program that you can use in your classrooms. They're integrated videos. It's available 24/7. And the real beauty of it is you can take videos that are from YouTube, TED Talk, Khan Academy, a crash course, something that I use sometimes as a social studies teacher, or I know that a lot of my students actually watched. You can load those up on Edpuzzle, and then you can embed questions, lectures, or points of your own right in the video. And when you do that, the students have to respond to it or they have to check it. Also, I don't think it's on this, so I want to make this point really quickly. You can also make these videos where students can't skip ahead. Like you can tell who's watched it and who hasn't. There's actually I guess a button or a clicking spot that you can go in and just make sure that they can't slide to the end to show that they watched it. One nice thing also is, especially if you embed questions in the video, you get really quick formative type assessment questions to kind of gauge understanding. And if you kind of study this assessment data, you may find out what you need to focus on in the classroom so you're not wasting time on things that the students understand. For example, maybe I'm talking about the French Revolution and the students don't have a real strong understanding as to who Robespierre was. I would just go ahead and focus on that after looking at what the video results and go from there, because it sounds like they might have a strong understanding of the foundations, the starts, and Louis, But I don't want to turn this into a social studies or history class. Another benefit to Edpuzzle, it's very, very easy to edit it. And what I mean by that, and again, I'll show you that on another slide, but you can pick a 30-minute video and cut it down very easily into like a 5-minute snippet, or a 2-minute snippet, or a 30-second snippet. So it's very workable. It's very cool. I thought everyone might like it. So let's take a look. A few things about it. It's very easy to register for. Name and password. I know it says no email is required, but I think you can use a Google. I think it's on one of the other slides. You can see that. You can make your own lecture videos if you want. If you want to record yourself in the classroom and load them up, go for it. Some people like to use videos that are already on YouTube or TED Talk, Khan Academy and such. You can use those. It's very easy to embed them. There's actually an option that you'll see on Edpuzzle that you can do. You can also trim these videos up. Very, very easy. It's nothing. It's just basically moving the cursor into the time frame that you want it. I'll say it at the end, but for this week, I want you to put up a video that's between 2 and 5 minutes. You can pick a video that is less than 5 minutes, and that's fine. Or if you find some awesome video that is 60 minutes long and you want to just trim it down to about 4 minutes, that is very, very okay with me. After you kind of complete the assignments in your Edpuzzle this week, you'll just share the links with me via Sakai. You'll just get a web link and you can just post it on there. And of course, once you create your video, you can get user data. I have to admit, I don't know if I'll do all the questions that are on there, and there's actually some add-on features to Edpuzzle that relate to Gradebook. I'm not asking you to do that, but if you do really like this program, maybe you'll end up spending the $20 and get a little higher in Edpuzzle type program. There's some sample videos that I'll put up. I'll put this PowerPoint up without my recording if you want to just go through it, and you can check out the Edpuzzle demo. It's pretty neat. When you're creating your account, again, the video that's on Sakai goes over this, but it is free for educators. Very simple. You can do it with a Google account if you'd like, which you have now, I know, because of your Google Classrooms. And again, I mentioned this on the slide 2 back, but there is a gradebook functionality that you are welcome to use. It's only for premium members. I'm not asking you to get the premium account. Don't do it unless you really, really want Edpuzzle and you're a big fan. There's nothing on here that I have to see with the gradebook. It's there, though, if you need it. Finding and adding a video is as easy as 1, 2, 3 in Edpuzzle. Once you sign up for your account, it'll ask you to find content. You can go in there, and as you can see on this PowerPoint slide, there are a lot of different options. There's YouTube, there's Khan Academy, there's National Geographic, TED Talks, Crash Course. You just find what you want, you put it on there, and then you find the section that you want your students in your content area to watch, and you just trim it down to that. As you can see, this is actually pretty neat. This is my favorite part about Edpuzzle. Of course, you can crop the video. As you see, that's why there's scissors, and you can kind of trim it up to where you want your students to watch. There's also an audio track where you can record a point. So when the students are watching the video, it'll stop and your voice will come in and it'll tell you why that's important. You can also just type in audio notes if you don't want to interrupt the video so much. They'll just pop up like if someone is talking in the video, or if there's something awesome that happens and you just want to point it out for the students, it'll pop up in a notes section just with typed up font. And of course, as you can see, and actually this screenshot here has this, there's a question mark. That is a question, like a quiz type question, like where are they? The students have to answer that question when it pops up. It'll be on that right hand side and you get the response. So they have to watch the video to answer the question. And of course, when you're done, all you have to do is get the link. There's screenshots there, but if you look on that right hand side slide, it says HTTPS Edpuzzle. If you look on that, highlight the link, that's what you're going to post on Sakai. That's what I'm going to get. That's what I'm going to watch. I'm looking forward to it, actually. As you can see, I just put a little screenshot there, but you can get all the data. You can find out who has been watching the videos, how many times they've been watching the videos. And of course, I didn't even mention this. One great thing about flipped instruction, where when you lecture, a lot of times you may be going too fast, or you have certain points you have to get to, or some students aren't writing as fast as other students. There's a myriad of things that can happen in the classroom. It's all part of daily life as a teacher. If you post your lecture up, it provides students the opportunity to go back and rewatch things. You can see who's actually putting the time in. You can also see the quiz answers and scores. As I mentioned, it's a good way to identify maybe weaknesses in your classroom or strengths, both very important. You can grade open-ended questions. Again, that's a Nearpod similar feature, but you can take a look at that. And of course, you can put comments in the work that has been submitted. You can save this data when you have it on there. So it's a very cool feature. Nearpod has this. I'm sure we're going to look at it a little down the road, but Kahoot also has something like this where you download PDFs and kind of look at the data. So anyway, pretty neat tool. I'm not going to read all of this, but here, if in case you're wondering about copyright issues, Edpuzzle does have a statement. Basically, it's the long and short of it is they're not trying to make money off of the videos that are on there. It's more about the tool. But again, check out the statement. I don't want to put words in Edpuzzle's mouth. For this week, you basically have 3 things that you have to do. 1, you have to create an Edpuzzle video. It needs to be 2 to 5 minutes long. Again, I said this, but you can pick a video that's just 3 minutes long and edit it however you want. If you pick something that's 60 minutes, make sure you chop it down to at least 5. You can go down to 3 or 4 if you want. And that's the portion I want you to send to me or to the link. So if you already have a video in mind, just trim it down if it's over 5 minutes. After you click your video, after you crop it and get it all cleaned up, you need to do one thing for me. I want 5 little bells and whistles within the video. I don't care how you get the 5. It could be 5 quiz questions. That's awesome. It could be 2 audio notes and 2 typed in notes and 1 quiz question. That's 5. Awesome. I think that's 5. You can do just 5 audio notes. That's 5. I hope you get the point. I don't care how you get the combination. Just get there. Get the 5 so I can see that you can use the software. 5 things inserted in your Edpuzzle video. After you're done with Edpuzzle, you're just going to do a quick blog. The blogs have been great now this week. I think some of you, I didn't want to make your life difficult. They have been down to like about a paragraph for most of you. Good plan. I just want to know if you like the tech or not, if it's something you think you'll use. That's all I really want to know. Throw that up on the blog. And there is a discussion post that is up. It's related to flipped instruction. There's a video on there in the article. It's an Edutopia article. It just talks about what flipped instruction is. Basically, the question wants to know if you think it's a fad, flipped instruction. Is it something that you would do? Do you think it's a reality? Some people don't think it's something that schools are set up to do. There's a lot of debate about it. Like, for example, we just assume every kid has access to the internet. That's not always the case. So is that a problem with it? Do they have access going to the library? There's a lot. It's in the article, and I don't want to start to go down that rabbit hole right now. So this week, create an Edpuzzle. 2, blog. 3, discussion post. You do all those things, you got this week handled, and we'll keep moving on. Everything has been fantastic so far, so have a great week.